It is said that the Buddha gave 84,000 teachings to counteract the 84,000 afflictions and obscurations in the minds of sentient beings. And I have seen in myself this tendency to conflate things, to want to simplify the Dharma, to make it easy, not so complicated. I just do one thing and I can progress along the path. And also seeing that how I approach the Dharma, then others should approach it like that. What inspires me will, of course, inspire others. So I'm going to tell people all about it. And I've just seen that this is not how reality works, that people are very different. We have very different ways of thinking, different dispositions. And so it makes sense that the Buddha taught that many teachings. And so, yeah, this idea that what drew me to the Dharma, what first inspired me, is similar to others, is really contradicted by what's in the Mahayana Sutra called Precious Lamp Dharani. So I wanted to read a bit of this. It goes on and on and on, but just to get a flavor of the ways in which people approach the Dharma. And here it's called the door, the Dharma door, the door that you enter to approach the Dharma. So it says, by the door of generosity and inconceivable renunciation, by the door of abilities and moral discipline, leaving behind everything, by the door of unshakability, of indestructible patient endurance, some by the door of vows to persevere in austerity, by the door of resting in tranquil meditative stability, by the door of wisdom that investigates for one's own benefit, and on and on and on. And then it says, as numerous as the ways of life of all living beings, that's how many Dharma doors they abide in. And they discipline sentient beings in accordance with their intentions. So I found this incredibly beautiful. This is a description of how bodhisattvas lead sentient beings on the path. They inspire people in different ways. And so I thought, well, what was the door that I entered to approach the Dharma? And I met the Dharma by first reading Venerable Chodron's Open Heart, Clear Mind. And I was thinking about, well, what did that do for me? It answered life's big questions. Why am I here? What's going on? Why do I experience what I experience? What's the meaning of life? What happens after we die? So that book satisfied my curiosity. And I was hooked immediately. This is it. This answers all my questions. But others come to the Dharma in different ways. So some by the door of answering life's big questions, like me. By the door of secular meditation and stress reduction. By the door of self-therapy and self-help. By the door of conversations between His Holiness the Dalai Lama and scientists. By the door of pain management through mindfulness. By the door of unplugging from social media and societal expectations. By the door of living simply and with intention. By the door of New Age meditation and profound states of consciousness. As numerous as the ways of life of all sentient beings, that's how many Dharma doors they abide in. And they discipline sentient beings in according with their intentions. So this has made me really appreciate the diversity we have here at the Abbey. We all come from very different backgrounds, and we are gravitating towards different ways of sharing the Dharma and different topics within the Dharma. And so this is really a value. It's not only a value for our community, but it's a value for the world. And I have also had this misconception that I just need to find what interests me and just do that, right? I don't have to worry about all the other things that don't interest me about the Dharma. I can just do what interests me. But again, this sutra says, actually, no. Bodhisattvas teach the Dharma in so many ways to so many people that just focusing on what I like isn't training to be a bodhisattva. Training to be a bodhisattva is learning a wide array of Dharma methods so that we can teach those to others. And so there's another Mahayana sutra called A Holy Teaching of Vimalakirti. And this describes, again, how bodhisattvas teach in skillful means. So it says, they show themselves as old and sick and manifest their own deaths. With their easy mastery of illusions, in order to help sentient beings to mature, they accept ordination in all the strange cults of the world, and so help to mature those sentient beings who have developed various false views. During the intermediate eons of swords, they meditate on loving kindness and urge many billions of sentient beings to have no malice. In the midst of great battles, they are impartial. The mighty bodhisattvas excel in reconciliation and in bringing people together. Among sentient beings made rigid by pride, they become noble champions, and after subduing all their pride, lead them to the aim of highest awakening. They appear before sentient beings who are oppressed by fear, and having granted them safety, help them to mature towards awakening. Whatever the way in which a sentient being could come to delight in the Dharma, they display a performance of exactly that, being well trained in great skillful means. So I was thinking about what are some of the ways in which bodhisattvas would help in this world. During COVID, they put on PPE and they fight to keep us alive. They give Zoom teachings to those feeling lonely and isolated during widespread lockdowns. After disasters, they offer food, water, shelter, and hope to those sentient beings who are starving, thirsty, homeless, and hopeless. They promote understanding and harmony between warring tribes. This is what we have the ability to do. This is what we have the possibility to do. And whether or not all of the people doing all of these amazing things in the world, whether or not they're bodhisattvas, this is what bodhisattvas would do, for sure. And once they satisfy sentient beings in these immediate ways, once they give them what they need to eat, and they satisfy them with drink, and they give them the safety they're longing for, they'll teach them the Dharma. And so this sutra continues and says, their training is limitless, and their domain is also limitless. They have limitless pristine awareness and set free limitless living beings, not in tens of millions of eons, nor in even a billion of eons. Even if the Buddhas were speaking, would it be easy to express the limit of their abilities? And so we all know here at the Abbey, we do a lot. This is why we do a lot. This is why we have rains and torrents of Dharma streaming down on us constantly. This is why we do meditation and then come out of meditation and dig a ditch. This is why we do what we do. This is why our schedule is full, why we live together, and to the best of our ability, work to cultivate harmony and love towards each other. So, of course, we first have to find what really touches our own heart, the Dharma door that we enter. But eventually, we master every Dharma method there is, and we lead every sentient being there is to full awakening.